So this is a brand new training that I've created for you guys, as I've kind of been tuning into really what's happening out there in the marketplace as far as, building businesses. I really felt there was a big opportunity to shift a lot of stories and beliefs, mindset around business, around the business of healing, the wellness business, the life coaching industry. I really felt called to really break down some paradigms around the way business can be done, must be done, should be done, and the way that you would like to do it for yourself. So today is really around breaking down some old stories and creating supportive belief systems and concepts around the way that you would like your business to be. Okay, so tonight's masterclass is around launching and growing your business. So whether you're some sort of service-based entrepreneur, whether it's healing, coaching, whether you're like a wellness therapist, then you'll find a lot of value from today's training. So I'm not going to specifically talk about like products, like if you've got creams and ointments and oils and things like that. I'm just going to specifically talking about services, but a lot of the belief systems would apply to both types of businesses. Okay, so there is going to be interactivity in today's masterclass. So, I would like you to be engaged in the chat. So as I'm asking questions, like give me the feedback. The more feedback you give me, the more I can respond to you and tailor today's presentation for you guys. Okay, so I'm just trusting that whoever showed up today, you are going to get exactly what you need. So today may be a kind of an event that's going to kind of blow your mind, open you to a new way in which you could build your business. For some of you, it's going to be solidifying certain ideas and hints that you felt kind of rumbling, inside you, but you were too scared to make some decisions and calls in the way that you do your business. And for others, this may completely trigger the hell out of you and say, well, that's not what I've been taught. That's the way, that's not how my mentor or my coach or how, industry experts have told me to build my business. And it may trigger you. So I would ask that you have kind of an open mind. You didn't come into my world by accident. You were drawn here for a specific reason, and just trust that whatever that reason is, that you're going to get the answers you're seeking, the clarity that you're needing, so that you can move forward. Okay, so today's training is not about strategy or tactic or the how-to. That's going to come from your soul. Okay, that guidance, like the how, it's actually not your job. Your job is not the how, right? Your job is actually to connect with your why and your calling. That's your job. The how is actually going to come from that internal wisdom. Okay, that's where that's going to come from. So you need to be in a place of trusting and knowing that the divine, the creative all that is, and your soul, your higher self, has the right intentions and has the right agenda, and it will give you the how. You'll be shown the how. You'll be led. So my name's Anna Kidney. I run two companies. So I've got Bergeron, which is my theta healing accreditation school. And then I've got Anna Kidney, which is coaching and mentoring for spiritual leaders. So during the lockdown, I celebrated my first 100K month. We actually did more than 100K since then. So that's kind of where I'm at in my business. I have taught thousands of healers and wellness practitioners around the world, thousands, and coached and mentored hundreds. So I've been involved in very high-level masterminds at tables of women who have been earning $50 million plus in their businesses. So I've invested heavily in my personal development, personally and professionally. I love learning. I love the best investment you can make is in yourself. So I'm the best investment I can make in me. So I'm always doing courses. I work with multiple coaches on various different parts of my life and my business. I wouldn't be without a coach. And all that knowledge, I've kind of consolidated it so that I can teach my promised people how to build businesses with ease, grace, and joy. I've come from a background of building businesses through hustle and grind. Okay, who can relate? Where you are pushing, you are struggling, you're working really hard, you're working long hours, and you get to the end of it and you're like, yeah, but where's the profit, or where's the results? At the end, you feel like, oh, I worked so hard for nothing, right? Who feels like that? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. And I feel like a lot of people can relate in that category, because that's what's being taught. What's being taught is a form of, my belief is, it's a form of slavery. We create this form of slavery, we'll become a prisoner to our business, right? Where we're being taught by experts that you have to do all these things in order to succeed. And I've done it. I've been down that journey. I've been in business since I was in my first business was at 21, my official first business at 21. I'm now 45. Anna Kidney Limited is my fifth business. And I've done the hustle and grind. I made the sacrifices away from my husband, which put my marriage into like derail. I sacrificed years away from my children, like years and years that I could potentially weep over. But the past is the past, and I'm making the most of my time with my children now. So years away from my children, neglecting my health, not having time for friends, family, hobbies, personal interests. It was all about work. It was all about the hustle and grind in the building. And because I'm very ambitious, I'm very driven, I'm very focused. When I get an idea in my head, I just go for it. But unfortunately, what I did was at the expense of everything else in my life. And I did what was taught, which was the hustle and grind. And I built all the funnel sequences and all the, all the things the experts told you to do with, like, creating launches and things like that, right? The 5-part series, video series, and the 5-day Facebook challenges. I've done all of it. And I've had success. Doing it that way. But I'm here to show you that the things that actually created the best success were the things that were coming from a place of alignment and flow. When I was working and it didn't feel like I was working, when I achieved more in less time. And so I've really spent this last year really breaking down and thinking, like, what were the things that I was doing in my business that was getting the best results with the least amount of effort. So it's not about like cheating the system or finding some sort of hack to automate things. It was really more about how to receive all the abundance the universe has for me, whether it's clients, whether it's money, whether it's health, whether it's quality time with my family and friends. How can I create a life where I'm not a slave to my business? Okay, so this is what we're going to be kind of pulling apart today, is really breaking down sort of some constructs about what business looks like and what it should look like and what you should be doing versus what feels in alignment with you. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Okay, so give me a yes if that all sounds good. Fabulous. Good. Okay. All right. So the first concept I want to bestow upon you is that your business, the thing that you're building to get clients for your healing business, your coaching business, the 80% of your success is going to come from mindset. You can have the best tactics, the best strategies, the best Instagram post, the prettiest website. You could have spent thousands on creating a beautiful brand, a beautiful logo and imagery, a fancy photo shoot, all of that. But if you are out of energetic alignment, none of that stuff will work or won't be very effective. So some of you may have experienced this where you're like, you're doing what the experts tell you, like you're doing the Instagram posts, you're posting every day at, a certain time because that's when it's supposed to be good for engagement. Or you might be doing the 5-day challenges, right? Or you might be doing the click funnel sequence of, this email into this email into this offer into this opt-in, and they go to this webinar and they go into this email sequence. You might have built some of that stuff, right? Or some of the online advertising hacks of the tripwires and things like that. You might have gone into all of that, but none of those strategies or tactics or approaches are going to work unless you're in energetic alignment. So what you believe, what you think is going to determine your success, whether it's in your health, in relationships, or business. I'm not telling you something you don't know. I'm just reinforcing a particular concept as it now relates to business. So let me ask you a question. When you think about the concept of fully booked, what feelings, emotions, or beliefs come up for you? Let me know in the chat. This concept of being fully booked, right? Your calendar booked full of clients, right? Fully booked, and whatever that means to you. Happy. daunting, burden, overwhelmed, tired, stressed, not enough, impossible. Excited but nervous, unrealistic, overwhelmed, impossible for me, I'm not good enough, busy, I have to work out how to manage my personal life, happy and secure, relief, on fire, busy, losing personal life, having no time for family, grateful. Okay, so we had a bit of a mixture of comments, so some positive and some negative. So when you have the concept of like fully booked and whatever that means to you, if you have an association of fully booked, which makes you feel anxious, this feeling of the feeling or belief is I lose my freedom. If I become fully booked, I'll sacrifice time with my family, time to go to the gym and work out, time to spend on my health, quality time with my family and friends and hobbies and interests, and just downtime. This feeling that you're always going to be on demand and that you'll never get a chance to rest and you won't be able to say no. So you get to choose what fully booked means to you. So for me, fully booked, if I'm fully booked with clients, that's 8 clients a year for me. That's it. It didn't used to be the case. So when I was on the hourly model, which means I was exchanging my hour for, for a payment of 100, 200 pounds to heal someone's stuff, right? I was overbooked. I was working at the clinic in Light Center Tuesdays and Thursdays from 8 in the morning till 2. I will come home, do school run, feed the kids, and then in the evening I would do an 8 till 9 and 9 till 10. Okay. And then on Wednesdays and Sundays, I was doing some evening sessions, right? On top of teaching 30 classes, on top of organizing all the meditation evenings and actually working in the business to market and promote, right? So I was fully booked, but I was overbooked. I was overburdened. And I would get to the end of the year, I was like, I feel exhausted, but I feel like I haven't moved forward. I haven't achieved anything, right? So back then for me, fully booked was way too many clients. And I wasn't making the money I should be making because I was just chasing my tail, chasing what I like to call as an empty bucket. When you like enroll someone for a session, they have their session and that's it. Then you've got to find a new customer. You've got to find a new customer because you're constantly filling an empty bucket, having to find new clients to fill this empty bucket because you're firefighting people's problems. So I have a headache, I have breast cancer, my boyfriend's cheating on me, he's given me herpes, I would like to fall pregnant, can you help me find my soulmate, I want to change jobs, and you're constantly filling this bucket. And it was, I don't even know how I got through those years when I was doing it. I just didn't know another business model. But the hourly model was like keeping me exhausted, and I wasn't really serving my clients because I was doing this firefighting, right? So for me now, when I've reframed what it means for me to be fully booked, where it's I only take on 8 high-end clients a year, which means my private clients, I serve them on a very high level. So it's a 3-month, 6-month or 12-month container. So I work with my clients privately doing healing and coaching for a longer period. And I'm working with people who are leaders in their field, already have businesses, already have teams, who are looking to make global impact, not just in terms of like making lots of money, but more about like, how can I improve the planet, whether it's, cleaning up the oceans, whether it's helping women get healthy through natural ingredients, supplementation and skincare, for example, whether it's creating, self-study online courses to help, people who've gone through trauma, suffering, who feel like they don't belong on the planet, right? So my high-end clients, there's only a small select amount of clients. For me, 8 is being fully booked for the year. That's it. So then I can give the best of me to these clients, okay? So if you were to entertain the idea of, instead of I need to fill this empty bucket with lots and lots of clients for $100 an hour, what if you serve them on a much deeper level, on a level of transformation rather than quick fixes like a sore knee, a sore toe? Can you fix my boyfriend issue? Can you fix this? Can you fix this? Like a fixing energy to someone who's actually looking for a life transformation. So I know we've got health coaches online today. We've got life coaches. We've got like Reiki practitioners. We've got theta healing instructors. So imagine if a client came to you and said, look, I'm going to pay you $2,000, $5,000 to work with you privately for 3 months. right? If you think about your zone of genius, what you're good at, your talent, your skill, and you show up and you help that client for 3 months or 6 months, what will be the end result for your client at the end of the 3 months or 6 months? Okay, so I want you just to energetically step into the energy of a client paying you $2,005 or $2,000 or $5,000, if you will, to work with you exclusively for 3 or 6 months, and tell me what will be the result at the end of 6 months. Now, this might be fortnightly calls with you. It might be 3 calls a month with you. You get to choose what that looks like. But tell me, what will be the impact of someone that works with you for 3 months or 6 months versus someone who comes for a 1-hour appointment and pays you $100? Okay, let me know in the chat. I'd love to know your thoughts. Security? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you're doing the 1 hour, it's a little stressful. You may not be able to get the result for the client in 1 hour. Sometimes the client will come, well, I want to fall pregnant. And you've got 1 hour to help them, clear all their blocks to falling pregnant or to heal their cancer, for example, right? It's a lot of pressure to do it in one session. Yeah. It'll be so much easier. Yes, when you've got a bigger container, it's like you've got breathing space. Yeah. You've got breathing space and you can address different issues. Yeah, that can create a life transformation rather than a quick fix. Yeah, feel more relaxing, more rewarding. Yes. When my clients, so I had one client recently just re-enroll for another 12 months with me, and it's such a pleasure and rewarding to work with her. I'm really getting to know her. I adore her. I love her. She's really blossoming. I'm seeing the growth of where she's come from, where she started when we first started coaching to where she is now. And now she's, we're creating her year 2 game plan. It's just such a beautiful thing to observe and watch the transformations. Like I feel like I'm a part of that journey where I've empowered someone to such a degree that they are empowering thousands of other people. It feels like, well, my time's been well spent because I know this particular woman is going to impact thousands, if not millions of people around the world through the time I spend with her because I value my time. Yeah. Debbie says deep healing for a client. Yes, you can go much deeper. When you've got that 3 months, 6 months, you can really go deep. When you're doing like this 1 hour firefighting, it feels very surface level. You may be able to go deep on something, but you may not be able to be as thorough as you can. Yeah. Yeah. Paradigm shifts. Yes. The person will start to think differently. You're going to open up different ways of viewing the world, their life. Yeah. It's the ongoing support. It's like when you're holding space for someone for 3 or 6 months, that like energetic container, the person feels held, feels supported. So if they fall off the wagon, they have you there. They have you there to be the sounding board when, they make a mistake or things don't go as well as planned. You can support them through that. Yeah. Yeah, the client can accomplish their goals and impact others. Yes, you're going to make a greater impact. Yeah. Self-understanding, respect to their needs. Yeah, definitely. So you'll find that the client who books with you for a 3 month or a 6 month container, they're going to be respectful of your time. They're going to understand the concept of being responsible for their result. You're going to get a higher consciousness of person rather than, well, let me pay you 100 and you can fix this for me, fix this problem. It's this concept of like, well, I'll go to the doctor will give me a pill and make this problem go away and I'll go back to my old habits, right? And if I get sick again, the doctor will just give me a pill. So it's this like instant quick fix concept, and it's an illusion because it's a band-aid solution, right? And so the first mindset shift I want you to make is stop offering band-aid solutions. Okay, it keeps you poor and your client sick. Okay, so this is what's being taught in the industry is like, yes, it's easy to sell, a one-off $100 appointment, right? If you're just starting out and you need some practice with some clients, that's probably exactly where you need to start. It's just to get get yourself a little more confident, take on your first kind of 200 clients, charge your 30, 50 or 100 until you get confident. Once you feel like, yep, I know what I'm doing, I feel confident to be able to help someone, then you're ready to move to a bigger energetic container to create a life transformation. So your first 200 clients, your first 200 hours, if you will, are like your practice, right? Whether that's your healing or coaching stops with your fellow buddies from your certification program, whether it's some paying clients of family and friends, after you've done your 200 hours, so to speak, of like low cost, one-off type thing, you're kind of ready to kind of create a bigger transformation for your clients and serve at a higher level where it's more rewarding for you. And not just financially, but like emotionally, like you're really making an impact in someone's life when you say, my focus is on you for the next 3 months. I'm going to give up 3 months of my life. And that might be those, 3 calls a month. And in between calls, you might message me. We might have Voxer or WhatsApp support. If you've got any questions, I will support you to get you from A to B. Okay. Yeah. Are there enough people who would like that for transformation of their life? Who doesn't want a transformation of their life? People are actively seeking and looking to have, longevity. People are actively seeking how to maintain health. They're not looking for, let me just find a quick pill to lose some weight. They're looking to lose the weight and keep the weight off. People are looking for long-term health and well-being of their children. Right? Women are looking for greater expansion of their self-worth and their net worth. So it's like there's always new levels. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Beata, you build a deeper connection with clients. Yes. You're creating relationships. So then it's going to be a much more pleasurable experience for you. Okay. So that's kind of like the first concept is stop selling band-aids. Okay. Right. So next one, the client is not paying for your time. They're paying for the result. The client is not paying for your time. They're paying for the result. So when someone invests the $100 with you, they're not really paying for the 1 hour session. What they're paying for is, can you fix or correct this problem? Right? I'd like to manifest a job. Can you help me with a career change? Can you help me with life purpose? Can you help me lose weight? Can you help me keep weight off? Can you help me fall pregnant? Can you help me with my breast cancer or my tumor? Can you help me with my boyfriend? We're not communicating well. Can you help me with my sexuality? Right? They're paying for that results, not necessarily paying you for the hour. So when you shift your mindset of, I'm exchanging my time for the hour and they're paying for the result, how can you help your clients get the result faster and easier? Okay, stay with me here. So I'm going to throw a couple of different ideas at you, and whichever one sounds exciting, you can explore that. So one of the ways that I'm able to create more impact with my community is through my YouTube channel. I've got tons of free content on YouTube and on Facebook, tons. So I know I can make impact in the world with my work through social media, through my platform. So I don't physically have to be present for you to listen and watch my money mindset energy clearings, my weight loss clearings, self-worth clearings, topics on the poor healer syndrome and how to feel comfortable in selling and being selling as a sacred service. Like there's a lot of content on there that people can just freely consume and get the benefit. So that's one of the ways that is my, or if you will, my lead magnet. So that goes out there. It's free. People consume it. And then if they're interested, they can inquire more about whatever else I have on offer. So that's a way I can make impact on a global scale where thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people can consume my content for free. So they get to know me, like me, and trust me. Okay. The know, like, trust factor. Okay. And it's completely free, completely, you can basically binge watch Anna Kitney. Okay. So that's one of the ways I make impact. One of the other ways I make impact is through my group programs. So for some people, it's just not financially viable right now. They're not at a stage in their business where they can really step into, private coaching with me. So a good entry point for them is the group coaching program. So Soul Line Business is a vehicle where we've got hundreds of members inside the program, where they can consume online modules, and I do live coaching calls where I do live, coaching on individuals in the group. That way I'm able to make massive impact, where if you were to like average out the hours, so, the program is like, say, the self-studies say 3,000, the group coaching at the moment is 5,500. If I add up all the people that are in the program, my hourly rate is more than my hourly rate with my private clients, because I'm dealing with a group. So I would like you to entertain the idea of how can you make bigger impact through groups. through groups, rather than thinking, oh, I need to fix individuals one by one and exchange my time for money to fix their problems, to how can I either help people passively through free online content, right? And that might be your 6-part video course. It might be your weekly Facebook lives or your Instagram stories or your TikTok videos or your ebook. Like, you get to pick whatever vehicle excites you, right? So how can you help people in groups where you make more impact? Because the more people you help, the more money you'll make. The more people you help, the more money you will make, right? But it doesn't necessarily mean your physical time exchanged for a 1-hour session with one client. So groups might be, for example, a Facebook Live, Instagram stories. It might be, groups might be, an online meditation event. It might be a 90-minute, hot seat laser coaching session for 50 people. It might be a closed Facebook group where you invite people in and then you deliver content over the space of 5 days. There's so many ways in which you could do groups. So let me know in the chat, is groups something that you could consider in your business to impact more people faster? Yes. Yeah. And do you think that maybe some of those people in some of those groups might really want to be working with you privately? Yeah, of course. Of course. So at Bergeron, we were running, before COVID, we were running meditation events like monthly. I don't know, it was insane. It was way too many events. I'm enjoying this whole Zoom experience. No one has to travel. I just have to look good from waist up. All right, I don't have to wear heels. And at the end of this, I get to go and hang out with my family. Right. So where was I? So when I was doing the meditation evenings, so every month we were running meditation evenings, I was filling those groups through our list and through recommendations. So bring a friend ticket, which worked really well, and through Vanya and Skylar, who also had contacts, so they were marketing it themselves, and also through Facebook advertising. That's how we were filling those events. And every month we would have maybe 170 to 200 people come to those events. Some of the events were smaller, some events were larger. So our largest event to date was 357 people. And I totally freaked out when I saw the chairs. So obviously I had reached my upper limit. So those events, we were able to help a group of people on a particular theme or topic, whether it was weight loss, whether it was soulmates and love, whether it was sexuality, whether it was money. Like, we picked a theme or a topic. People came, they received a guided meditation, they received some healing. And then some of those people became students of our courses and clients of our practitioners, right? And some people come every single month to get their top-ups. Others came, as and when they wanted, right? So this was kind of like our lead generation. It was a very low-cost thing. It was just enough to cover overheads, but the money was made when they came to book courses and sessions. And so that's how I filled my session slots, is I did the groups to impact lots of people for a low cost, okay? And then we had our calendars filled. So that's kind of like just some ideas at you for how you could potentially impact more people through the concept of groups that would then filter into private clients. Okay, so next mindset shift. You ready? Selling is a sacred service. Selling is a sacred service. So we unpack this quite deeply inside Soulline Business. It's a very big topic around selling. It's so distorted. The word, when you think of selling, tell me what you think when I say the word selling. Let me know in the chat. Conned. Probably because it's happened to you, Rebecca. You've probably been conned and it got attached to the word selling. Crook. Yeah, keep going, guys. What comes up for you when you hear the word selling? Resentment, slimy, pressure, money, a little scared, shame, hard job, hard work, lies, secretive, suspicious. Right, so I'm getting all negatives here. One person said selling. I like selling myself. You don't need to sell. Maybe a little shame, desperate. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the common one. Jenny's saying fun. Okay, so we had probably about, I'd say 90% of people had negative associations with the word selling, and 10% had positive associations. So when you're running a business, if you're not selling, it's a hobby, because you're working, you're not making money, so it's a hobby. Okay, so if you're not selling in your business, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. That's the first thing, right? So you actually always need to be selling. However, you need to change your mindset about what selling actually is. So when people think of selling, they may think of like estate agents or lawyers, and they may think of like corruption and things like, being pressured. And I've experienced this. I know we've all had negative experiences of selling, but have you had a positive experience of selling? Have you had a positive experience where it was such a joy and a pleasure to be sold to, where you bought something where it felt so good, it felt so aligned, it felt so joyful that you didn't even feel like you were being sold to? So give me examples, guys. An example of when you were sold to that really felt like a pleasure. Vacations. Yes, because you're buying something you want. Clothes, referred by a friend. Richie saying immersion programs. Yes. Yeah, our team don't do hard sell. Selling during a successful session. Yes. Yeah. So I'll give you some examples. So when I went into the Chanel store, and I was looking at to buy my first Chanel bag, it was like sort of like the iconic piece of like, Anna's made her first 100,000. Let's honor it with a handbag. Because normally what I do is I gift myself with jewelry. So when I hit certain targets, I buy a piece of jewelry and go, okay, that jewelry was when I did this. That jewelry was that piece of that. So it's like a little keepsake for me. Plus I get to wear it and enjoy it. So I was like, well, I don't need more jewelry. What else can I buy? So it's handbags now, right? So I was like, right, I've made my first 100K. Let's buy the Chanel bag. So I went into the Chanel store, and you have a salesperson assigned to you. So they sit you down and, what are you specifically looking for? So they get to know you as the customer. So like, well, I'm a mom. I'm not too precious about my bags. I'm actually quite rough with my bags. So I don't really want anything that's going to get damaged. I need something that's going to hold like, my purse and, my phone and my makeup and things like that. So he kind of got an idea of the kind of things that I wanted to put in there and the kind of use the bag was going to be for. So it's going to be like every day and occasional, but not evening. So I was like, okay, what color and have you? So I asked lots of questions. He got to know what I wanted before he said, oh, buy this. You want this. This is the latest design. He didn't do any of that. He didn't try and flog me the latest design. He asked me particularly about my lifestyle and how I plan to use the bag before he made the recommendation. So he took the time to understand what type of customer I am, right? Because you get all different types of customers, right? You get the customer who's looking for the luxury handbag that, she will wear it once or twice for a very special occasion and then probably sell it on eBay, right? So for me, I was looking for a long-term investment that's going to be pretty robust that I can use for every day and for, special occasions. And so he started talking about the different types of leathers, and this leather is too fragile. He asked, if I have a tendency of scratching bags. It's like, yeah, because I'm pretty, active with the way I use things. I'm not super, super precious. So he said, don't buy this leather. This is the better leather. It won't scratch. It's easy to clean, right? He asked about, the things that need to fit my bag. So he said, you're welcome to try it. So I took my stuff out of my handbag to see if it would fit in this one. He showed me different designs. And he didn't say, how would you like to pay? He didn't say buy now. He didn't say last minute offer. He didn't say there's only 4 left. He didn't do any of the scarcity because it's not Chanel on brand. He basically handed me his card. He handed me his card with the model number, right? So there was no pressure about buying there and then and buying what they had in stock. And in fact, the other thing he actually did was I said, do you have, this slightly bigger design? He says, we don't have it in stock, but Harrods, we Harrods stock it. So the Chanel store sent me to the Harrods store, right? Which salesperson would send you to another store? Because they would lose the sale, right? Salespeople generally don't do that. So this is when you're like, oh, wow, they're making recommendations of another Now the store, yes, it's still Chanel inside Harrods, but Harrods are getting the money instead of the Chanel store. So because he took the time to get to know me, it was a beautiful experience. There was no pressure to buy there and then. Okay. So spa days, when you're having the spa day and they offer you the optional upgrade where you can save more, the optional upgrade, would you like high tea with your spa day? So you get the champagne and the scones and everything else, right? And because it's presented in a certain way, if it's been offered, you're being invited, but they're not saying buy now, you must buy, you have to buy, you're a loser if you don't buy, you're going to totally miss out if you don't buy. They don't do any of those tactics. It's an invitation. So selling is a sacred service. It's an invitation for a transformation, right? It's an invitation for a transformation, right? But the moment there's like money attached to it, where, okay, I'm offering my services in exchange for money, it's not the selling that is the hang up for you. It's actually your association of exchanging money for a service. So the hang up is actually around money. And this is what is a common block for healers, that they're happy to give lots of free healings. They'll give healings there and donations here and healings here, or they call it an exchange, right? Because they don't want to be seen as selling, but it's actually the hang up with actually receiving money for your services. And this is the means of exchange. So back in the olden days, healers were paid through, like whether it was food or offerings at the door, right? That's the way it was done before the invention of money. Then it just became inconvenient to carry sacks of rice and a goat with you every time you want to trade for someone else's, sheep, or someone else's, other grains. It became inconvenient. So the concept of money was invented. So money then became the means of exchange. And so it's not necessarily selling that is your hang up. It's really your hang ups around money. Okay. So what we talked about today's training was really the 80% psychology. This is an important factor, that in order for you to succeed in business, you must make peace with money, right? When you exchange your services for money, we call it selling. And because you've got this negative association with money, you've actually attached the negative association with money with the term selling, because selling is part of the process to receive the money for goods and services, right? So if you've had negative experiences around selling, that's your associations, like your brain's main anchor. Selling is this, right? What if selling could be so effortless, so joyful, that it simply becomes an invitation, that you're invited to this transformation? And so you're not trying to say buy now, book now, last minute, 5 spots left. You're not doing any of that scarcity, because it feels like a low frequency. It feels desperation. I know many of you experience like pressure selling. It's never a nice feeling. No one likes to be pressured and convinced and manipulated to buy. When you think about the times that you've bought things that you've really, really loved, it probably didn't feel like you were being sold to. It was just simply an invitation, right? You tried something, a few items of clothing on, and, the salesperson wasn't hanging over your shoulder. Which ones do you want to buy? How many do you want to take? They just let you choose the items, and you just get to pick which ones you wanted. And you might have asked, is there another color? Do you have another size? You bought something you wanted. So selling is a sacred service, right? So you want to stop selling shit to people who don't want it. Okay, you want to be selling your services to people who desire it. Let go of trying to convince people to buy your stuff. It's a desperation energy, right? You want to be actively marketing and selling your services to people who are actively looking for your service, right? So if you think about somebody online right now, and they're Googling what their challenge or problem might be. It's like, how to help my kids get to sleep faster, how to stop hay fever naturally, right? How to find my divine compatible soulmate, right? How to release weight naturally with yoga, right? Or top 10 exercises for losing weight fast. Think about what people are actively searching for, and it's in regards to your zone of genius. What is your gift, your talent? What are you really good at, right? So when I first started as an energy healer, my specialism was life purpose, money, and abuse. I was I'm very good at those. Very, very, very good. So physical, emotional, mental, and sexual. Money, which is a big bugbear for a lot of people, and life purpose. So those were my specialisms. I could do healings and other things, but the things I was really good at were those three things. So you get to choose what is your favorite thing to coach on, heal on. You don't have to try and be an all-rounder of everything. And it's about kind of like niching down to the thing that you really love to do and enjoy and focus on. Like when I'm helping a client find their life purpose, to remember the life purpose, to awaken their gifts and talents, and to see this flourish and turn it into an empire, I get so excited, I get so juiced up. Like I've helped someone tap into the remembrance of their potential, and now they've built a business from it. Like it brings me so much joy. I could do it day in, day out, and I will do it even if I didn't get paid, right? The bonus is I get paid, right? So what do you love to do? What do you enjoy where you would do it whether you got paid or not, and that it doesn't even feel like work? It doesn't even feel like work. So when I'm coaching my clients, it doesn't feel like work. I just happen to be paid doing what I love, which feels like play. I feel like I'm just talking to people. I'm just doing what comes naturally to me. And the old belief was, oh, well, the thing I should be paid for is the one that I worked hardest for. And it's actually in reverse. The thing you should be paid the most for is the thing that comes most easily to you, the thing that flows out of you. It's almost like you're a beautiful violin and you have a certain melody that when you play that melody, that is your unique sound in the universe. That is your zone of genius. So when you're playing your unique melody, that unique melody goes out into the universe and is received by all the soul-aligned clients, the people that are perfect for you, the people that are drawn to your beautiful music, to your beautiful melody, because that is your zone of genius, right? So what is your zone of genius? What would you love to like coach on, heal on, the ailment, the condition, the problem, or the solution you'd love to offer people? What would that be for you? Do you want to help women fall pregnant naturally? Do you want to help, women lose weight and keep it off for good without starving themselves or constant dieting and constant criticism, right? Would you like to help people, find their life purpose and step into a career that they really enjoy? Would you like to help people with confidence? They can become better public speakers, say, whether it's in the boardroom or, in their careers. Like, what would that be for you? Let me know in the chat. Yeah, yes, peace with money. Yeah. There's so many different facets of the topic around money. So many facets. Yeah. Jade, sharing vulnerabilities, helping people feel lighter. Yeah. Like claiming vulnerability and as not necessarily a weakness, but a strength. Yeah. Helping women connect with their true self and understand their value. Yes. Help people to come back to their self with flow. Yeah. Coming back to authenticity and their core. Yeah. Help people heal their body. Help people who've been through violence. Yes, they can have good boundaries, they can have their confidence, they can feel safe in their bodies and safe in the world. Love it. Help people unlock their abundance. Help people remove the labels that were put on them in early life. So letting go of false identities and helping people to come back to their truth. Okay, help people find their soulmate. Yes, beautiful. Help people open them up to their own capabilities and growth. So tapping into internal potential. Love it. Yeah, untapped potential. Money, confidence, achieving goals, soulmates, health and well-being, feel comfortable with themselves, increasing self-worth. Okay, so in a little bit more specific, identify blocks in any area. It's too broad. No one's Googling that. Be more specific, narrow it down. Often it's the challenge that you went through, the person you were, say, 2 years ago, 5 years and 10 years ago, the challenge that you had, that you overcame, and who you've become as a result of that. Because if it's too general, there's nothing to grasp onto. It's like, oh, I help you feel lighter and freer. What does that even mean? People can't grasp onto what is the result? Like, how are you going to help me? What does it mean to feel lighter? Does that mean I lose weight? What does that mean? Yeah. Reclaiming inner power. Help women heal from depression. Excellent. That's excellent. Yeah. Yeah. Very, it's more specific. How to stop thinking what other people think of you. Just no longer give a crap, basically. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone's thinking something. It's not always positive. Just stop making it important. Everyone has an opinion. Does it have to be important to you? Yeah. Like, not everybody loves Anna Kidney. I'm okay with that. I didn't used to be. It was the ego that got upset. Oh, somebody doesn't like me. Somebody's saying bad things about me. You have to let go of caring what other people think of you. Yeah, the most important opinion is the opinion you have of yourself. Beautiful, Tamara. How to let go of toxic relationships. Love it. And once they let go of toxic relationships, then what happens? They find their way, and then what? What is the result when they get out of toxic relationships? Does it open them up to have healthy, loving, supportive relationships? Okay, Mila, how to help people heal their body mentally, physically, and emotionally. Great. So very holistic. Love it. Beautiful. You guys are getting it. So selling is a sacred service. If you have the zone of genius and you can help someone move from depression and get off medication and be free of depression to live a life of joy, right? How much is that worth? And if you know that you can help someone with depression, someone who's really suffering, right? So a lot of people right now during, lockdown, it's a depression, anxiety is a huge mental illness right now, huge. We're not designed to be in isolation. Humans are never designed to be, separate from other humans. So, depression, anxiety is going to be a big body of work for a lot of healers, a lot of coaches over the next few years, and even the children there as well. Children who've been segregated from other children, they can't hug their friends. They're having to wear masks. So they can't see, expressions and things like that. So it's going to be adults. It's going to be children. People go on medication, and if you don't say anything, if you don't offer your services, if you pretend that, I don't want to be slimy and salesy, so I won't tell anybody that I've got this superpower that I can heal depression, then you do a disservice. You do them a disservice. You deny them the transformation, because God has put you in this room with this person who has depression, have actually said to you they're depressed. And you're like, I don't want to sound salesy. And you stay silent and you don't tell them your zone of genius. You don't tell them that you've got these superpowers, all because you've got these hang-ups about money. Your hang-ups about money has got nothing to do with their depression. Nothing. But you've made an anchor in your mind that somehow it's wrong to charge money to help someone, right? But we pay people all the time to help us, all the time, right? When you go to the grocery store and you get your groceries, they're helping you put food in your fridge, right? When you pay for your dry cleaning, you're helping somebody's helping you clean your clothing or to clean your home, right? We do this all the time. We're actually selling without realizing. When we see a really great movie and we tell all our friends about it, we're selling. The only difference is we're just not getting paid for it. And somehow that's okay, because we have these hang-ups with money. So you must let go of your shame around asking for money for your great work, right? All the hang-ups around your previous bad experiences, because that's like your filter. If you imagine all the previous bad sales experiences, that's the filter through which you're viewing the way you think you're going to sell. But of course you're not going to sell that way, because you didn't like it being done to you. So why would you do it to somebody else? So you need to start creating some new stories and some new beliefs about selling, right? That if I deny you the knowledge and wisdom of how to build your business from a place of heart, if I say, well, my superpower is, I can help you make money in your healing business, but I don't tell you because I'm afraid that, that I'm going to be too salesy, then I deny you the opportunity of creating your business and helping your promised people and making impact in the world. Then I deny you the capacity to impact thousands, if not millions of people with your work. So I'm not only cheating you, but all the people that you can help. Do you see? So selling is a sacred service. You must start to retell new stories about selling, about serving, about money, about this sacred exchange that we have. sacred exchange, because no one is leaving offerings at your door. Okay. All right. So that's the third mindset shift. Okay. The next thing I'll talk about is the way that business is taught in the current marketing space, and it is very, very masculine. And I've done all the masculine, and I'm not going to name names. I've done all the masculine ways of building business, and I mentioned earlier that I burnt out, that I built a monster that I didn't want to work in anymore. That I had done what was taught. Yes, I was getting results, but I was getting exhausted, and it came at the expense of my marriage, my time with my children, my health, my freedom, hobbies and interests. I had no life because I was basically a worker bee in the business, right? I had become an employee in the business instead of the business owner. I became a slave, right? It's a modern form of slavery. So it's one way to build a business. Don't get me wrong, like the masculine way of hustle and grind and push and looking at your numbers and meeting your targets, like that does work. That's just one way to build a business. I've done that way and it became exhausting. I became resentful. I became a slave to the business. And so over the last kind of like 18 months, I started to shift really more into like the things that got me the results, the fastest, the easiest, most joyful, was really when I stepped into the energetic feminine. And the feminine energy, whether you're a man or a woman, is the energy of receiving, the energy of allowing. Right. So we take the action, which is the masculine. We might do the Facebook Live, we might do the webinar, we might speak to somebody about our opportunity. You might, put an Instagram post. Those are the kind of the physical actions you might be guided to do. But the feminine is the receiving. So what's being taught out there may not be the best method for you. So if you're looking what everybody else is doing, they're doing 5-day challenges, and they're doing these Instagram lives, and they're posting every single day, or they're posting twice a day. Maybe I should do that, and that will mean because they're getting success, I'll get success. Not necessarily. Because if all you're doing is just copying what everybody else is doing, but you haven't got the energetic alignment, it won't work. And it won't be enjoyable for you either. Like personally, I don't want to be posting every hour. That doesn't seem enjoyable to me. Even if I pre-scheduled, it still doesn't feel aligned to me, right? I might post maybe once a week, or maybe twice a week, or sometimes 3 times. Sometimes I might post twice a day if it feels aligned. I go with what feels aligned, and because it feels aligned, it feels joyful. My followers happen to be online and engage with me at that time because I'm in energetic alignment. And I'm not coming from a place of scarcity of like, I must get the likes, I must get the followers, right? It's not about that. It's like, am I making relationships with my community online? Because you're building relationships. Many of you are trying to like sell someone before you get to know them. Remember the Chanel guy, he didn't try and sell me the first handbag when I walked in. He asked about specifically what I was after. He got to know me as a customer. Most of you, what you're trying to do is trying to ask someone to marry you on a first date. You're asking for the sale before you've even taken the time to get to know someone, right? And then you actually don't even know whether what you're selling to them is actually what they want, because you haven't taken the time to get to know them, right? So it's about building those relationships. So if you are on social media, you're not selling. You're building relationships. Once you've built those relationships, right, then you can make the invitation, because you know what they're after. You know what they want. Like if you have some followers on social media, do you know what they actually want? Have you actually asked them? Like, what would you like me to teach on? What would you love to hear from me about? Right? What topic would you love me to cover? I ask that all the time, and my community tell me exactly what they want me to teach on, whether it's on like weight loss, whether it's on soulmates, whether it's on natural remedies for COVID, whether it's on money. They tell me, right? And then I give them what they want. It's not rocket science. In terms of those actions, the how. Everyone's asking how do I get clients? How do I market myself? Like, how do I make money in my business? So let's reverse engineer. Before you start chasing the money, you need to connect with why it is that you're doing what you're doing, like your zone of genius, your gifts, your talents, your healing, your coaching, whatever that is. If all you're doing is, well, I need to get clients so I can make some money. I need to get clients so that I can pay my rent. I need to fill this group program so that it looks good on social media. That's the wrong motivation. Okay, your motivation should be of a high frequency. When your motivation to get clients, when your motivation to create a group program, when your motivation is of a higher energy, then the people will just naturally gravitate. And that's where you feel like you're no longer selling. They're literally invited into the energetic field, and they come and sell themselves to you. It's a little bit more of an advanced technique. I teach that in Soul Line Business on how to have the clients sell themselves to you. But that's where you're energetically shifting the energy from trying to push stuff on people to people coming to you and asking, where can I enroll? Where can I buy? How can I learn more? How can I find out more? They're asking you. And then it becomes much more of a pleasant experience, right? When I walked into the Chanel store, I was actively looking for the bag, right? When you went into the movie theater, you were actively looking to buy tickets. You're like, oh, I'm just inquiring about movie tickets. No, you actively knew you wanted to buy tickets, and you probably knew which movie you wanted to see. So there was actually no selling involved. The only exchange that really happened was when you put your card into the machine, and you picked your movie, and you picked your seats, and you picked your, how many seats you wanted. That was the selling, because you knew what you wanted to buy. What if selling was like that for you, where clients book themselves into your calendar and they prepaid? So that's what I teach inside Soul Line Business, is have clients come to you, sell themselves to you, they pay, so you rock up and you deliver your service. So it's a very different mindset shift to let me market my services, try and convince people to work with me, and why they need data healing, why they need their limiting beliefs changed, why they need their blocks changed. Most people aren't typing in how to clear my blocks. They're not typing that in. They're not Googling that. What they're Googling is, how can I find my soulmate? How can I lose weight? How can I get rid of depression and get off medication? That's what they're searching. That's what they're searching. So you must take the time to get to know your community and what they want. So I want you to start engaging with your audience. Don't just go after likes. That's false metrics. When people start to comment, look at their profiles, engage. Like, who are these people that are liking and commenting? Get to know them. Is that somebody that you like to work with? Is it, if you're going to give 3 months of your time or 6 months of your time to work with them privately, like, you want to take the time to get to know someone before you invite them into that energetic container, if you will. You want to be working with people that you love and enjoy, and that it's a pleasant experience for both of you, rather than let me just sell my stuff to anybody who will buy because I need the numbers, because I need to pay the rent and I got the overheads, right? That energetic frequency, did you feel like the energetic frequency dropped with that? When we get in the energy of, how can I build those relationships, get to know these souls and be working with, how can I serve them on a higher level? The frequency raises, your energetic frequency expands, right? It feels a higher frequency, and this higher frequency, you'll attract clients who are also at this frequency, who respect your boundaries, who pay on time, who are a pleasure to work with, who refer you people. That's the frequency of client you want, rather than this desperate client who's willing just to give you $50 to fix their problem, and if you don't fix their problem, it's all your fault, right? It's a very different mindset, yeah. There's so much more I want to teach you, so much more. So thank you so much for joining me for today's masterclass. So let me know in the chat, what was the biggest awareness or shift or aha moment, or even an action step that you will now do in your business? Stop convincing. Yes. Yeah. Nobody likes to be convinced. It's a manipulative energy. Yeah. It's the invitation. Yeah. Yeah. Who to market and attract? The group concept. Yes. I was waiting for somebody to say that. Groups. The energy of receiving. Yes. So that's, again, a mindset. Like, am I allowed to receive? Can I hold on to the clients? Can I hold on to the money? How much can I receive? How big a group I can hold? So what is your capacity for receiving? Yeah. The feminine energy, the energy of receiving. Yes. Yeah. Be open and available for your clients to find you, to ask you where they can find more information. Yeah. It's a mindset shift. Clarity on my zone of genius. Yeah. You guys can take some time to journal on that. Yeah. So I'm going to give you a journaling prompt, guys. Okay. So you might like to write this down. If you are already successful in your business, how would you act? How would you behave? And what consistent habits would you foster? Yeah, love that, Jade. Yeah, spot on. Stop bothering people who don't want this in their life. Yeah, we're not in the convincing business. Yeah, it's an icky energy to try and convince someone that they must buy your service. Yeah. Don't want to manipulate anybody. It's an invitation to a transformation that you can provide through your zone of genius. Yeah. So if you're already successful in your business, how would you act? How would you behave? And what consistent habits would you foster? Okay, so what you're doing with that journaling exercise is you're stepping into a future version of you, and that might be a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, who's already successful, and whatever that means for you. Success is your own definition. Already successful, right? Where maybe you have a team of people, maybe you're doing retreats, maybe you've got like certification programs, maybe you've got online courses, like whatever that means to you, right? How would you act? Like what would you embody? Like who would you embody as the person who's already successful? How would you behave? Yeah. And what consistent habits would you foster? What might be the consistent habits, right? The consistent habits might be doing work on yourself regularly, right? As healers and coaches, we're constantly growing, we're constantly transforming. Like if you've been in my community for a while, you would have seen my growth and evolution over time, right? If you've known me for 2, 3, 5 years or even longer, you would have seen my evolution because I'm continually working on myself. Whether it's like self-healing or whether it's with working with coaches and mentors, online programs, I'm continually growing. And as I grow, my business grows and my income grows, right? As I said, the investment in me is the best investment I can make, right? Yeah, so that's going to be your journaling process. Okay, so I wanted to invite you to Soul Line Business. I've mentioned it a few times inside this call. So it's a beautiful program of either self-study or group coaching. So Jada's just going to post the link for you guys if you would like to find out more about that program. It'll take about 6 months to complete. There are guided meditations. There's energy clearings on money, on selling, on connecting who your soul line clients are, getting super, super clear on what your niche is. Like, who would you love to serve where it doesn't even feel like work, right? I love what I do. It doesn't feel like work. It's a pure pleasure. And anything that feels like a chore or a drain, I just outsource, right? I've got a team of people that do stuff for me that I don't want to do, right? And when I free myself up for doing the things that I don't like to do, I don't enjoy to do, things that is in the zone of genius of other people, so they're doing their zone of genius, I can be my zone of genius. And what I get paid for the most is my zone of genius. So I do more of what I love that doesn't feel like work, and I get paid the most for it. Okay. This is what I want for you. I want you to stop doing the Band-Aid healings and coaching. Stop trying to convince people, shift out of scarcity and overwhelm and confusion. And more importantly, I don't want you to have to waste the years and time that I did to get to this knowledge. I want to help you get there faster. As I mentioned, my zone of genius is life purpose, money, and abuse, right? So we focus on self-worth, on boundaries, on increasing your self-worth, on receiving more, being available for overflow, not just enough to pay your bills, but plenty. What I would like to see for you is for you to have, plenty of money, plenty of abundance, and never be worried about where your next client is coming from. So the program shows you how to get clients on demand. Getting clients is not difficult. It's not difficult. It's easy. It's simply a shift in your thinking. And this is what the program will do. It will start to shift your thinking around sales, marketing, right? And what it looks like to build a business that you would love for yourself, the lifestyle that you want. So there's different ways to build a business. There's different business models. I'm not going to say, well, you must do this, and this is the only way to build business. There are different options and different business models available to you that you go, well, actually, I might want a laptop business where I'm not in a therapy space. I'm on my laptop. I can travel to lots of different countries, 3 months here, 3 months here, and just do Skype sessions or Zoom sessions. And I might just do my private high-end clients, and I might do 12 of those a year. And that might be it. Or you might say, actually, no, I want to build retreats. I want to create maybe 4 beautiful retreats in beautiful exotic locations. And on the tail end of that, take on a few private clients. Or you might like to create the business model of online courses, right? So I've got people inside the program who are creating online courses where they're getting money through into their bank account every single month because people are on payment plans. So whether they work or not, they're still getting money for their account because they've created online courses that teach their zone of genius. So there's so many options available to you. So, imagine if, you woke up in a month's time and you had clients booked in who had prepaid, they paid in full, and they're in a beautiful container of 3 months where you can create a life transformation. How would you feel at the end of those 3 months or 6 months, when you've created a business where it becomes a pleasure, where it becomes play for you, where making money becomes easier and no longer a struggle, where you are supported in a community. And that's what we create in Soul Line Business. Is you obviously get me inside the program with all the coursework. If you enroll for the upgrade for the group coaching, you get group coaching with me as well. But you also get the community, and the community inside the group. We've got like 160 people, just over 160 people in there, of healers, coaches, therapists, teachers, spiritual entrepreneurs. There's some product-based businesses in there as well, who are all looking to make global impact, who are all looking to really step into their zone of genius and serve the world in those gifts and be abundantly rewarded. I want to see the end of the poor healer or the struggling coach. Right now, the coaching industry, the healing industry, it's booming. It's booming, and it's booming online because obviously some countries are still in lockdown. So what if you could build a business from online anywhere in the world and know that you've got clients booked in for the 3 months or 6 months, so you never need to worry about where your next paycheck is coming from because you've got people booked in. Or you could even create the wait list as well, so that you know that when you've finished up with someone on their 3 month or 6 month program, you've got somebody waiting to enroll on your next round. Remember, it's about clients selling themselves to you, not you selling yourself to your client. It's a very different mindset shift, right? That clients are actively looking for you. If you came from the mindset that people are actively looking for what you do, that you think because it comes easy to me, it should be free, and I don't charge for it, and you take it for granted, what comes easy to you does not come easy to other people. Like, God gave you this gift, and it's your job to share it with the world. It's time to come out of the spiritual closet. So thank you so much for joining me inside this masterclass. There was, some beautiful concepts that I covered, and for some of you, they might land more deeply in the coming days as you start to kind of consider some of the ideas that I shared around a different way to do business. When you come from your heart, when you come from expansion, when you come from the energy of allowing, the energy of soul-led decisions, instead of someone else's opinion of what they think you should do with your business. Okay? It's a very different energy. When you connect to your soul, allow your soul to guide you on what is perfect for you. Because remember, your job is not the how. It's not your job. It's the universe's job to guide you. And what if the universe can get you there faster and easier than your little mind can create? What if you can allow it to be easy? Thank you so much, and good night.